Hey coin enthusiasts, welcome back to USA Coin, where we explore the fascinating world of rare coins, their values, and their histories. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on a new coin discovery. Today we're diving into a detailed look at 3 incredible Abraham Lincoln 1-cent coins from different years. Let's start with the 1961 D penny. This coin is one of the many Lincoln cents that were produced during a particularly transformative time in US history. In the early 1960s, the United States was in a period of economic growth and expansion, with a strong post-World War II economy. While most people were concerned with the daily issues of life, the US Mint was busy producing coins that would go on to shape the history of numismatics. The 1961 D penny was no exception. The 1961 D penny was minted in Denver, which is denoted by the D mint mark on the obverse of the coin. This particular coin is part of a series of pennies featuring Abraham Lincoln's portrait, designed by Victor David Brenner. Brenner's design had been in use on US pennies since 1909, and it remains one of the most iconic images in American numismatics. The 1961 D features the classic portrait of Lincoln, facing right, with his profile depicted in intricate detail. Around the portrait, you'll see the phrase, "In God we trust," above, and "liberty" to the left. Below Lincoln's portrait is the year 1961, which signifies the coin's production year. On the reverse of the coin, you'll find the famous wheat stalks, which were used as part of the reverse design for pennies from 1909 to 1958. However, by 1959, the wheat stalks were replaced by the Lincoln Memorial, marking a significant change in the design of the 1-cent coin. The reverse of the 1961 D still features the wheat stalks, along with the words "E pluribus unami" and United States of America at the top. In the center, you'll see the inscription 1 cent, which tells you exactly what the coin is worth. While the 1961 D penny is part of the Classic series, its status as a coin minted at the tail end of the Wheat series means that it holds some special significance for collectors. There were 1, 8, 4, 7, 1, 0, 9, 2, 9, 2 pennies minted that year at the Denver Mint, making this coin relatively abundant in circulation. Despite the large mintage, the 1961 D penny, in fine condition, has become a prize collectible. A coin in fine condition typically has noticeable wear, but the design remains visible and distinguishable. On the market, this coin might be worth around 15 to 25 cents, but it can increase in value depending on its specific condition and the presence of any unique features. The 1961 D penny is not especially known for major errors, but collectors often seek coins with minor anomalies, such as die cracks or doubled dies. These types of errors can elevate a coin's value, particularly among enthusiasts who specialize in these rare variations. Despite being abundant, the 1961 D penny offers a nostalgic connection to the past, as it marks the end of the era of the wheat design. For many collectors, that alone makes it worth having in their collection. Now let's take a look at the 1992 D penny in extra fine condition. This coin, minted in Denver, was produced several decades after the 1961 D penny, and the world had changed significantly by the time it was issued. The 1990s marked the beginning of the digital age, and the United States was experiencing a strong economic boom. However, as the country moved forward, so too did its coinage. The 1992 D penny retains the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, but the reverse side of the coin had already been updated to feature the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., beginning in 1959. This design has become just as iconic as the previous wheat stalk reverse, as it symbolizes Lincoln's legacy and the country's respect for its 16th president. The obverse of the 1992 D penny features the words, "In God we trust, liberty," and the year 1992, just as you would expect from any US coin of the era. The coin is minted with the D mint mark, which signifies it was produced at the Denver Mint. One of the most interesting features of the 1992 D penny, especially in extra fine condition, is the clarity and sharpness of its design. Coins in extra fine condition are typically well preserved, with only a small amount of wear on the raised surfaces. In the case of the 1992 D penny, this means that Lincoln's portrait is still detailed and the inscription on the reverse side, including the Lincoln Memorial, remains clear and distinct. Extra fine condition coins like this one are often favored by collectors because they offer a perfect balance between affordability and quality. The mintage for the 1992 D penny was a staggering 7, 1, 4, 5, 1, 5, 0, 0, 0, 0 coins, making it one of the most produced coins of the year. Despite its abundance, the 1992 D penny in extra fine condition can still fetch a decent price on the market, typically ranging from 10 to 30 cents. Value is influenced by factors such as the coin's preservation and its potential for any unique errors or characteristics that might make it stand out from other examples. Collectors who are focused on error coins may find a variety of minor anomalies in the 1992 D penny, though there are no known major errors that are associated with the coin. Some of the most sought-after errors in the 1992 D penny are small details, such as doubled dies or slight die cracks, which could make the coin more valuable to the right buyer. Overall, the 1992 D penny is a great example of a coin from a modern era that is still within reach for most collectors. While it doesn't hold the same historical weight as some of the older coins, it remains a popular piece for anyone interested in collecting Lincoln pennies, especially in higher grades like extra fine condition. Next up, let's examine the 1981 Abraham Lincoln penny in fine condition. The 1981 penny is a fascinating piece of US coinage, as it was minted during a time when the US Mint was facing increasing production costs due to the rising prices of metals like copper. By the time this penny was minted, the penny was made primarily of a copper-plated zinc composition, which was a cost-effective solution to the rising expense of copper. This change would become even more pronounced in the years that followed. Tedenistränka note. In terms of design, the 1981 penny is almost identical to the 1992 D and 1961 D pennies, in that it features Lincoln's portrait on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The major difference with the 1981 penny is the context in which it was minted. This coin represents a time when the US was dealing with inflation and rising production costs, and it stands as a reminder of how the government adapted to those challenges by adjusting the composition of the coins it produced.
The 1981 penny was minted in large numbers with approximately 50210000000 coins produced that year. Despite the large mintage, the 1981 penny remains a valuable piece for collectors who appreciate Lincoln's image on the coin and the historical context in which it was created. In fine condition, the 1981 penny can typically be found on the market for around 10 to 15 cents, depending on the level of wear and the overall preservation of the coin. As with the other Lincoln pennies we've discussed, the 1981 penny is not particularly well known for significant error varieties. However, collectors may still seek out coins with minor imperfections, such as die cracks, double dies, or slight off-center strikes. These small variations can make an otherwise common coin more interesting and valuable to the right collector. The 1981 penny is a great coin for anyone who is looking to add an affordable yet historically significant piece to their collection. It may not be as rare or valuable as some other coins, but it carries with it the legacy of the US Mint's efforts to deal with changing economic conditions in the 1980s. Next up, the 1973 Abraham Lincoln 1-cent coin in fine condition is a great example of US coinage from the early 1970s. This penny was minted during a time of economic change, and like many other coins of its era, it carries the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Despite being one of the more common coins produced in the 1970s, it still holds value for collectors and is an important part of American numismatic history. The 1973 penny is part of the ongoing series of Lincoln cents that have been in circulation since 1909. The design on the obverse, or front of the coin, shows the famous portrait of President Abraham Lincoln. Brenner's design, which has been used for over a century, depicts Lincoln facing right with the inscription, "In God We Trust," above his head, and "Liberty" to the left. The coin also features the year 1973 beneath Lincoln's bust, marking the year of minting. So on the reverse of the coin, you'll find the classic design that has been used since 1959, the Lincoln Memorial. The reverse includes the inscription United States of America along the top edge of the coin with the pluribus uninem below the roof of the memorial. In the center, the phrase 1 cent is prominently displayed, this reverse design symbolizing the United States of America along the top edge of the coin, with reverse design symbolizing the nation's coin in the center. The reverse includes the inscription on the coin, which the 1973 penny was minted in large numbers at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with a combined total mintage of approximately 4.1 billion coins. This makes it one of the more common pennies from the 1970s. And the high mintage means that it is relatively easy to find in circulation today. However, despite its abundance, the 1973 penny holds significance for collectors due to its place in the history of American coinage and its role as part of the long-running series of Lincoln cents. In fine condition, the 1973 penny typically shows moderate wear, with the design still visible, but the finer details of the coin slightly worn. The Lincoln portrait may appear slightly flattened, and the reverse may show signs of circulation, but the overall image of the Lincoln Memorial remains recognizable. A coin in fine condition will have clear, though worn features, which is important for collectors who focus on coins in this grade. In terms of value, the 1973 penny in fine condition is worth a small premium above its face value of 1 cent, typically ranging from 5 to 10 cents, while the coin is not considered particularly rare. It can still hold appeal for collectors who are interested in completing their Lincoln penny series or adding a coin from the 1970s to their collection. The value of the 1973 penny will be influenced by factors such as its specific wear, its mint mark, and any unique characteristics it might have. Errors are a key area of interest for many collectors, and while the 1973 penny does not have any major error varieties that are widely recognized, some coins from this era may have minor flaws that attract attention. For instance, minor die cracks, double dies, or off-center strikes are always possibilities when it comes to any coin, and collectors may search for these types of anomalies to add to their collections. Finding a 1973 penny with a unique error could potentially increase its value. Overall, the 1973 Lincoln penny in fine condition is an excellent example of U.S. coinage from a transformative period. While not rare or exceptionally valuable, it holds historical significance as part of the ongoing legacy of the Lincoln cent. For collectors who are looking to build a complete collection of Lincoln pennies, or those who are interested in coins from the 1970s, the 1973 penny is an important and affordable addition.
That every coin enthusiast should know. Let's dive in and uncover the details. First up, with the 2002 Roosevelt dime, a coin that continues the legacy of honoring Franklin D. Roosevelt, the 32nd President of the United States. Minted in Philadelphia, this dime is part of a series that began in 1946 to commemorate Roosevelt's leadership during the Great Depression and World War II, as well as his pivotal role in establishing the March of Dimes campaign to fight polio. By 2002, the Roosevelt dime had become a staple of American currency, reflecting both historical continuity and modern minting technology. This coin was struck during a time of economic recovery and globalization in the early 21st century. Although not as rare or historically groundbreaking as earlier dimes, the 2002D still plays a role in telling the story of U.S. coinage evolution. The obverse of the coin features John R. Sinek's portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, a design that has remained largely unchanged since its debut in 1946. The reverse showcases the torch of liberty, flanked by an olive branch, representing peace, and an oak branch, symbolizing strength and independence. These enduring symbols make the Roosevelt dime a timeless piece of American currency. With a mintage of over 1.9 billion, the 2002p is a common coin in circulation. Its value in circulated condition remains at face value, but uncirculated examples can fetch slightly higher prices, particularly those with exceptional luster or era varieties. Graded mint state MS examples often sell for $3 to $5, while dimes with high-grade certifications can reach up to $20. While the 2002p is not known for significant errors, collectors occasionally discover off-center strikes, die clashes, or coins with partial collar errors. These anomalies can elevate the coin's value and appeal to enthusiasts who specialize in modern coin errors. For many, the 2002p represents a gateway into the world of collecting, due to its accessibility and connection to a beloved historical figure. Next up is the 1986p Roosevelt dime, another member of the iconic series. This coin was minted during a decade of economic growth and technological innovation, reflecting the changing landscape of America in the 1980s. The mid-1980s saw significant advancements in minting technology, resulting in more precise and consistent coin production. The 1986p was struck during Ronald Reagan's presidency, a period marked by policies aimed at stimulating economic growth and reducing inflation. Although the dime itself did not undergo any major design changes, it remained a vital part of everyday commerce. As with the 2002p, the obverse features Franklin D. Roosevelt's profile, accompanied by the inscriptions "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the year of issue. The reverse retains Synock's torch, olive branch, and oak branch motif, with the additional inscriptions "E Pluribus Unum" and "United States of America." The Philadelphia Mint produced approximately 977 million dimes in 1986, making this coin relatively abundant. Circulated examples are generally worth face value, but uncirculated coins can command modest premiums. Coins in MS-65 or higher conditions are valued between $10 and $30, depending on their quality and grading. The 1986p Roosevelt dime is known for a few notable errors, including double dies and die cracks. Additionally, collectors occasionally find coins with misaligned dies or weak strikes. Such errors are relatively rare and can significantly enhance a coin's value. The 1986p appeals to collectors who focus on modern dimes and era varieties, as well as those building complete date and mint mark sets. Next up, let's explore the 1965 Roosevelt dime, a coin that represents a pivotal moment in U.S. numismatic history. This year marked a major transition in the composition of American coinage, as silver was removed from most circulating coins in response to rising metal prices and a national coin shortage. The Coinage Act of 1965 was a landmark piece of legislation that replaced 90% silver coinage with copper nickel-clad coins for dimes and quarters. This change was driven by the need to conserve silver for industrial use and to address the hoarding of silver coins. The 1965 Roosevelt dime was the first in the series to be struck in this new composition, making it a cornerstone of modern U.S. coinage. The obverse of the 1965 dime features the same iconic portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt, while the reverse retains the torch, olive branch, and oak branch design. However, the transition to a copper nickel-clad composition gave the coin a slightly different appearance and weight compared to its silver predecessors. This new composition consists of an outer layer of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a core of pure copper. With a mintage of over 1.6 billion, the 1965 dime is widely available and remains in circulation today. In circulated condition, its value is typically limited to face value. However, high-grade uncirculated examples can sell for $5 to $15, depending on their quality and grading. Coins with exceptional toning or well-defended details may command higher premiums. The 1965 Roosevelt dime is particularly famous for the no S proof error, which occurs when a proof coin is mistakenly struck without the S mint mark. These errors are incredibly rare and can fetch thousands of dollars at auction. Other notable errors include off-center strikes, doubled dies, and coins struck on silver planchets intended for earlier issues. The 1965 dime holds significant interest for both error specialists and collectors seeking coins from transitional years. Next up, let's start with the 2005 Roosevelt dime, a coin minted in Philadelphia that continues to honor Franklin D. Roosevelt, the the 32nd President of the United States. This dime represents both historical continuity and modern minting techniques in the 21st century. The 2005 Roosevelt dime was produced during a time of technological advancement and increased precision in coin production. It also reflects the enduring legacy of Roosevelt, who was instrumental in the creation of the March of Dimes to combat polio, a cause that deeply resonated with the American public. The coin's consistent design over decades highlights its status as a mainstay of U.S. currency. The obverse of the 2005 dime features the iconic portrait of Franklin D. Roosevelt by John R. Sinnock. Alongside the profile are the inscriptions "Liberty, in God We Trust," and the year of issue. The reverse displays a torch flanked by an olive branch, symbolizing peace, and an oak branch representing strength, accompanied by the inscriptions "United States of America" and "E Pluribus Un." Over 1.5 billion 2005 PDs were minted, making it a common coin in circulation. In circulated condition, its value remains at face value. However, uncirculated specimens can fetch a premium, with MS65 or higher examples valued between $3 and $10. Coins with perfect grading, such as MS60, can reach even higher values among collectors. While the 2005 P dime is not known for significant errors, anomalies such as die cracks, misaligned strikes, or off-center strikes occasionally surface. These errors are rare and can greatly increase a coin's value. Collectors are drawn to the 2005 P for its accessibility and as part of complete modern dime collections,